Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Purposeful Productive Pathways, where I chat with extraordinary folks that are changing lives. I'm Samarthya Selva. I'm a business strategist, and I'm lovingly called the Get Shit Done coach. I am a connector, a coach, a community builder, and in general, a curious soul. I help people connect the dots in their business. I help them figure out their gaps so that they can grow their business efficiently. Today, we are going to go deep into something that often people seem to ignore. I, especially, how your body holds on to emotions. I never knew this would happen. We are going to talk about how it looks like when you carry emotional pain within you, physical tension, discomfort, fatigue, even when you know, or even when you argue that nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is going on emotionally. That's you're looking at the person that says it all the time. And most importantly, how to untrap that stuck energy, how to listen to your body and speak your truth and begin real healing. And to help us do this, you're going to be surprised at what Maureen's going to tell you. I'm so happy to have with us here Maureen Gaetz Faubert. She's an emotional healer, emotional energy healer. She's a Heal Your Life coach. She's a great teacher, I think, because she teaches me way too much than I can learn. And she's really all about helping people find freedom from those emotional pains that turn physical. So her work is built on discovering where emotions hide in your body, learning how to interpret those messages, and then releasing what is stuck. She's been through her own journey, near death experiences, physical healing, emotional transformation, and she uses that lived wisdom in her workshops. I've specifically been to two of those workshops, which I've really loved, eye opening workshops. And she puts those thoughts into her coaching, into her healing work. She's phenomenal. So, one thing that stands out for me, Maureen, knowing you from all these years, this is the idea that many of us are walking around with this stuck emotions in the body. So, do you want to tell us that what that means in practice? Like, what does it look like practically? How does somebody recognize emotionally held patterns versus nah, it's just stress?
That's an interesting question. Typically, yes, it is stress. It's stress on the body. And those trigger signs, those pains, the sensations, the discomfort, and even the diseases or diagnosable conditions that have been given to us are based in emotion. And emotions all have energy. So as you continue to hold on to those emotions and you ignore them, you don't synthesize them, and you don't even have a process to release them, your body continues to fester from them. They create illness within you. And typically they are an unconscious form. They become conscious when our body speaks through that pain and sensation. So it's a matter of, asking your body, what is it that I'm feeling right now when this pain or sensation comes on? When you experience fevers, go into your body and say, hey, what's going on? And listen. Now, we all know that our bodies typically don't have a mouth. It's up here in our head. When I say listen to your body, it is a message that comes directly from your heart. So when you're wanting to listen to your body, put your hand in your heart and put your hand on that specific part of your body and say, hey, what are you telling me right now? And of course, it's going to come through your head. You're going to hear that through your head, inevitably. It's where it's
Mhm.
processed. However, the very first thing you hear is typically the answer to what your body's trying to tell you. What I do is, as a medical intuitive, I'm able to connect to your body's energy,
Mm.
where can feel what you're feeling within your body. And I guide you towards that exact place and space and give you those feeling words, the language of feeling. I can give you the first word, and then from there on, it seems that connection has happened for the individual person, where they can start finding their own emotions, their own feelings. They can connect it to the reasons behind or situations or circumstances or traumas. Once you're there, we start to uncover it. We peel back those layers. And every time that I have seen a client able to remove those toxic emotions of hurt and trauma and experiences in their lifetime that they have stuffed away, once they remove it, there's beauty underneath that. That's where you find your love, your
Mm.
confidence, your ability to move forward once again, because then you start really seeing, feeling, and hearing who you truly are underneath that.
Hey, body, what are you feeling? That doesn't sound right, does it?
And it's type of a meditation and just taking the time to breathe and remember it's not a think, it's a
Yeah,
feel.
it's a feel. Yeah,
Yeah. And in
yeah.
Western society, we've not been taught how to listen to our heart. We typically are taught through our head and
Hmm.
learn through our head.
Hmm.
There's so much more below that.
I definitely think through my head, talk through my head, and I'm a very logical person, but I hear different perspectives from you. I was talking about your workshops when I introduced you. How, well, you offer these transformational workshops and emotional energy healing. How do your tools or your methods help somebody who's just intellectually understands their body signals?
Oh, I love that question because you know what? I'm a logistics coordinator. That was my training. That's where my education lies. Yeah, I'm also a
Mm-hmm.
very logic linear person.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That is a true gift, Summer, to have that mind, thought, and ability.
Mm-hmm.
However, in my workshops, I teach that we have three brains. One is our mind, one is our heart. We have a heart brain, and
Mm-hmm.
and the other one, the third one, is a gut brain. I have practiced to change my wording for me, being that head person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's why my company's called Head to Heart because I get it, I understand it. Go
Mm-hmm.
from saying I think to catching myself and saying I feel. So now I live in my heart most of the time, and yeah, I still use my head. My head's a pretty necessary part of my whole body. The
You're an
logic
extremely
linear
smart
thinking.
lady, so I'm pretty sure you also use your head.
So it's just because one lives in their head, one lives in their
Mm-hmm.
heart, or one lives in their gut, doesn't mean one's worse or better than the other. What
Mm-hmm.
I teach is combining these three brains. So again, the language, it's in and of itself. I think I feel from the heart and I am from the gut, our power source. Because I love teaching basing what I base in scientific proof and research. Through a neural network, our gut and our heart speak more to our brain than in reverse. Most of us
Mm-hmm.
believe our brain does it first. Well, guess what?
No,
It doesn't. Another fact that I love, 95% of serotonin, that happy hormone,
absolutely.
is
Yeah.
is produced in our gut,
Mm,
in our brain. So again,
correct.
the gut shares that hormone necessary for mood, level and happiness and guide us through the day. We need serotonin. There's many other hormones. That's just one of them. So yeah, I
Mm,
teach how to connect those three brains together and the importance of utilizing all three. And you know what? Most of us do. We don't always realize it.
that is true. I hear a lot of people give you testimonials whenever I'm in the same meetings as you. People on Zoom just tell us how transformational it was for them to work with you. What does a shift look like for a person when you work with clients? Do you have any stories like somebody that thought nothing was wrong with them? Don't talk about me, but other clients who thought nothing was wrong with them until they worked with you and then they realized and they started healing. What does that shift look like?
Oh, It's an aha moment for that client.
Mm,
Typically, clients do not come to me if they believe nothing's wrong. They come to me when they've gone to healthcare professionals, had all the medications, done chiropractic, everything. I'm part of that holistic healthcare. They come
mm,
to me typically out of desperation, knowing that, you know what I'm
mm,
probably feeling physically is definitely
mm,
based in emotion. So they come
mm,
to me open minded, open energy, wanting me to guide them to themselves. That's what I do. I guide them to their inner self because you know what? Inside of us is a beautiful little child just
mm,
waiting to be acknowledged, a
mm,
beautiful, loving heart that's waiting to open up to the world. I give an example of a client that came to me, paid for my
mhm,
signature program.
mhm,
And the very first time I met with her, 24 hours before, I had this severe headache. And I never get headaches. It's just something out of the norm for me. And
Mm-hmm.
I kept connecting, wondering why, what's going on? What? First, I look at me. Finally, had the first session the next day, and as I was sitting with her on Zoom, I said, "Do you have migraines?" Eyeballs this big, going, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness," all the time. I go, "Oh, it's you." And then we got started. It
Mm-hmm.
just blew her. It just blew her away that I could intuitively, through my own experience,
Mm-hmm.
connect what was going on within her, and then dive a deep dive into the emotions that are being held.
I totally believe that because once I had a pain in my lower back on one side, and you felt my pain exactly right there, and I didn't have even to tell you that I'm in pain and it's in this part of the body. We didn't even talk about the pain, and then you said you have a pain like over there. I can feel it. That was mind blowing. That was really mind blowing to me. And you just said signature program. Can you elaborate on that? What does a signature program look like for a client?
Right. It's a 12-week program that we meet via Zoom because I coach internationally.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So we meet one on one once a week, and the
Hmm.
program consists of 6 emotional zones
Hmm.
that are practiced throughout the signature program. And each session is it's not created; it's driven completely by the client's energy, the emotional
Hmm.
energy that speaks
Hmm.
to me. So the emotional zones are mind body connection, which is
Hmm.
what this ebook. That's what I
Hmm.
teach.
Hmm.
Inner growth, emotional well-being. I've got my little list up here. Expression and communication. So
Hmm.
communication not only from the mouth, from the body.
Right.
Personal boundaries
Hmm.
and purpose and healing.
Beautiful.
And I have I guess a circle graph along
Hmm.
with an evaluation in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And
Hmm.
it goes from 0 to 10 and identifies, what it looks like throughout the process of the signature program.
Wow. So it looks like not a cookie cutter program, not
Oh
one
no,
size fits
I
all.
did it. It's my
It's
program.
so it's totally customizable to each person that
Yeah.
takes it, customized to their energy. Wow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And days are running by so fast. We live in a fast world, right?
Mm.
Just yesterday was 2021. That's how it feels like.
Yes.
That's why I think a lot of people are stuck, ignoring their body, running from one Zoom meeting to another, one thing to another, suppressing their feelings, forgetting, not paying attention to. I've gone so many days without, thinking I need to go to the washroom.
Oh,
And then 4 hours later, I still haven't gone. I've ignored it.
yeah.
So, what daily or weekly practices would you recommend or suggest for people to start building trust with what their body is telling them?
Oh,
Simple
I
enough,
love
but powerful things.
I love that question. So, what is the daily practice? I don't want people to become overwhelmed that they have to do things, that they must do
Hmm.
things, because that's in the head, that's overwhelming.
Hmm.
When your body says, I have to go to the bathroom, or for me, if I sit too long, I start getting a pain going down my left leg,
Hmm.
pay attention.
Hmm.
What does that mean?
Mindfulness,
Bodyfulness.
bodyfulness. Okay.
Pay attention to what your body is feeling in that moment. And
Hmm.
simply getting up and going to the bathroom, it helps for you to also move your body. So
Hmm.
emotion has motion in it. And those emotions will change. And as you continue to hold on to the urine in
Hmm.
your body starts then developing toxins.
Hmm.
It affects your brain, it
Hmm.
affects all different parts of your body. You become very sick from that. When you feel those pains, discomfort, sensations, get up and move.
Yes.
It means getting up from your chair and standing for a while. That will
Hmm.
completely change the whole your whole mind thought, your whole body coherence, the way that it understands itself, how it connects to itself.
Hmm.
Again, it's emotion.
Hmm.
Just like I've always said, we've heard, turn the frown upside down. Well, that completely changes everything. Your endorphins in your body, everything changes as soon as you smile. From that sad, dreary person to a smile changes not only you, however, the person that sees it, it's a direct reflection. So truly, it doesn't have to be a daily practice or a specific thing you do, like
Mm,
meditate or whatever. And I'll tell you, honestly, my brain is so busy that I must use a guided meditation or it goes everywhere.
mm, mm,
You know, most of us are like that. So it's just a matter of paying attention. So
mm.
let's use an example when you're driving.
Right.
Sometimes do you wonder how you got from A to B because you're totally not connected to what you're doing? Have you not been paying attention? I've been there. That's what most of us do to our bodies.
Mm,
Don't pay attention. So it's just a matter of being consciously
mm,
aware of what your body is telling you in those moments.
mm. Turn your frown upside down is what I loved listening to. I'm going to use that very often. So, Maureen, thank you for all that. It was not just insightful, it went way beyond that. So,
Mm-hmm.
the tools to listen better, to listen to our bodies better, to what our emotions are really saying. The three brains, if I have to connect it to me, my heart brain, I think, is the weakest because I don't listen to my heart sometimes. But my head brain is not as sharp as my gut brain. I have realized that since I've met you. My gut brain is the strongest among the three brains I have. Learn to listen to my gut first. So thank you for being here. And for people that who want to connect with Maureen and go further, the best way to get in touch with Maureen is what is it, Maureen?
Through my website,
Hmm.
it's
In the
www.
description.
Sure, it's
Yeah,
www.headtoheart.ca.
as easy as
Simply
that.
go there. You can read about me, my story, my near death experience, why I've come to this place of emotional healing, and the necessity for me to continue to age comfortably and grow within me, create peace within my mind and my body. Opportunity to schedule, a meeting with me or even an intro session with me, which is substantially reduced
Hmm.
from my sessions in my signature program. I'd love to
Beautiful.
hear from you. And you know what? Take time to download my Mind Body Connection workbook. You'll
Hmm.
love it.
Also will be in the description.
Thank
And
you.
also take a look at the workshops Maureen runs. I love them and I recommend them to everybody. So I think so should you. So free resources, coaching, and also get in touch with Maureen via LinkedIn. Description is going to be in the chat. If you enjoyed this chat, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe because I talk to really mind blowing, extraordinary people. Drop me a comment. Have you ever felt an emotion in your body, like tension or fatigue, or even just something physical, and you just ignored it? And now you're realizing that, oh, it could be an emotion. Connect with Maureen and tell her about it. Start that conversation. Until next time.
Thank you.